Yahoo! Welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Paradox Rift Illustration Rares. Now, this is the fourth mainline set in Scarlet and Violet era. The fifth set in total, that's because we did have the one specialty set. The first set, base set, had 24 illustration rares. The second set, not Obsidian Flames, Paldea Evolved, had 36 illustration rares and had the biggest illustration rare set of the bunch so far. Obsidian Flames had 12, and I did quite like those 12. Then we had 151, which had 16, and now we're in Paradox Rift with 34 illustration rares. That's quite a lot, and it is the second biggest illustration rare set so far that we're looking at, and I think so far in the Scarlet and Violet era in total. Now, I've got 5 of these illustration rares myself. I've got the, let's see here, the Blitzel I've pulled myself. I bought the Gimme Ghoul. I pulled the Groudon, which is I'm very, very happy and grateful about. I bought the Steelix, and I have also, where are you, the Porygon Z. So I pulled those 3 out of a booster box, and then I picked up 2 myself. But let's get started. I'm going to start ranking these based on my preference. And again, your preference is going to be different, which is one of the fun things about doing this whole exercise. Let me know in the comments below if you disagree, if I'm totally off, what's going on. But let's start, and we're going to start with card number 1, of course, the Crutzel. And while the Pokemon itself I don't think is anything all that crazy, I think the card is actually kind of cool. So I'm going to give it a solid B tier. And I feel very similarly about the Dottler. The Dottler, I think they did like a really nice job. It's a nice scene overlooking the city, the sun in the background, kind of looks like camping. I'm going to give this a solid B as well. And then the Toadstool, man, this card is cool. And Toadstool rather, and it definitely gives off vibes from that movie. What was that Tom Cruise movie, War of the Worlds, where those aliens are coming in? I'm putting this solid A tier. I'm tempted to just put it S tier, but we'll keep it an A for now. Magby, I think, is also another solid A tier card. He's just chilling, blowing smoke in the lava. Really, really cool card. Now we've got the first one that I think is a little bit lazy. This Iron Moth kind of just looks like they took a generic background, which is kind of cool, and the lighting effect is all right. And they just popped it right in the middle. I'm not all that impressed by it. I think this is a C tier card. As opposed to the Snow Runt, which is just way too cute. He's looking awesome there in the snow. I'm popping him in here right. I might put him in front of the Magby because I prefer the cold to the heat myself. Then we've got the Mantike. Oh man, this card is awesome, super cool, and if I'm not mistaken, pretty rare for this Pokemon in particular. There's not too many cards out there with this one in it, and I love how it's interacting with the scientist in his little lab. This is definitely going into A tier as well, and I'm probably going to pop it. I still like that Toadstool. I might have to move that into S tier, but we'll see. The Vanellish, also love this card. I love these cartoony cards. There's been a bunch of them in Scarlet and Violet era so far. I think they're really cool. I love that there's a little Pokeball here in one of the ice creams as well. That's definitely going into A tier. And so far, this is a very A tier heavy set. But I think, as far as I'm concerned, I've got my first card that I don't care all that much about. Yeah, you're going into C tier, sorry. I think, let's see. Yeah, this is cool. There's a lot of good stuff going on. I love that there's a Starmie in the background as well. I think I'm going to pop you into B tier. These cards I like quite a lot. I'm going to put them in the high end of the B tier, especially because they make an image together. Together, they might be in an A tier card, but individually, I'm going to give them a B. The Blitzel, I think, is really, really cool as well. Definitely a solid B tier card, and I think one of the things I like about the Blitzel card is the one in the distance as well, and how you can really get like the depth of field and how they're kind of looking at each other. Really, really cool card, and a nice like dark forest theme as well. This, I think, I've gone and lost him. Hold on a second. Here we go. The Joltik, I think, is a cute card, but yeah, it doesn't really do all that much for me. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to pop this down here into the C tier. Definitely high end of the C tier. The Esparta, I think, is a cool card. Definitely a cool color scheme and lighting and a pretty epic looking stands here. But that's about it. I think they could have popped any Pokemon in this scene and it would have been just as cool. So I'll pop you in the B tier, maybe, boom, 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 maybe up here. Actually, maybe the high end of the B tier. And now for me, we're starting to get to some of the really special ones. The Gimme Ghoul, I'm putting it into the S tier. This card is so cool, and combined with the Goldango special illustration rare, makes something really special. I love this card. And I think we can all agree that the Groudon is one of the best cards in the entire Scarlet and Violet era, let alone in this singular set. It's just such an epic card. Definitely up there with the Magikarp from Paldea Evolved is like two of the best cards, I think, in Scarlet and Violet era. And continuing on, this Mean Xiao, I think, is also really, actually quite a nice card. But not an A tier. I'll put you, let's see, probably here. Yeah, that's somewhere mid B tier. This Minion, this one reminds me a little bit of the Cleffa from Obsidian Flames. It's definitely got some of those like cool starry night background vibes. I love the colors as well. I really want this card. I might put it low A tier, or high B tier. Maybe high B tier for this one. Okay, I think we might have our first, unfortunately, D tier card, the Garganackle. There's some cool stuff going on with the Swablu's and some of the birds and this like little hiker dude, but yeah, this is our first D tier card, I think. Let's see, the Slitherwing. I feel the same way about the Slitherwing as I do about the Iron Moth, that they kind of just plopped this Pokemon into like a generic background, and that was the end of it. So C tier for me. Garbodor. I mean, this is about as cool as you can get for a Pokemon who is made of garbage. So I'm gonna pop yeah, C tier, somewhere high C tier. And this, ooh, what a card, Yveltal. I cannot say this word, but this is a really cool card. I think this one is tempted to put it into S tier, but definitely high A tier. And I still like the, you know what, I'm doing it. I'm putting that up into S tier. I like that card way too much. Morpeko's looking dope. Morpeko's definitely going up into the A tier, probably low A tier for me, but definitely A tier. Same as the Brute Bonnet. Man, I love this card. There's so much cool stuff going on. Tomokazu Komiya, big fan of this artist in general. This is definitely going into A tier and maybe high A tier, close to S tier. But the Steelix is going up. My second favorite card in the set, without question. This card is amazing, interacting with like the dudes on the construction site, contributing to society and showing its size and strength. Just really amazing card. Continuing on, we've got a few more, I would say, duds, if you will. I mean, I hate to card any card a dud, but this one I think is coming down here into D tier, not doing anything for me. This one I think is a little disappointing. The Aegislash. If I'm not mistaken, the artist who drew this, Wada, is coming from Legend of Zelda, and I was expecting a little bit more, and I do think it's a kind of a cool card, but C tier for me. Same, this Ape Bomb. I historically have liked these, and you know what, I'm gonna shuffle things around a little bit. I've historically liked these claymation ones, but this one, I don't like it in the illustration rare format. I think I prefer it as just a common or uncommon. Now, the Lorded, or Loudred, this card is dope. I'm definitely putting this card up. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. Definitely an A tier. Oh man, it's so hard. I might have to pop it in the middle of the A tier. It's a really cool card. Love the colors. Love how he's just like screaming epically, and it almost looks like a comic book from back in the day. NC Empire even sounds like a comic book. How do you say, like distributor and publisher? So definitely going high up. Swablu, man, I love all of these bird cards so much, but there's like so many of them now, I don't really know what to do with them. I might pop it, and again, I'm going to shuffle some things around again. Yeah, I'll pop it here, low B tier. The Porygon, I think, is also pretty cool, high B tier. The Cyclizar, I think, is also pretty cool. I'm going to pop it into, and now, again, I'm looking at this, I'm going to move some things around again. somewhere in B tier, yeah. And last but not least, we've got the Iron Jugulus. Now, this one actually I like more than some of the other irons and bundles and whatnot that we have in the Paradox Rift set, because this kind of looks like an old diner in the States. I do like this card a lot, and I might put it high B tier as opposed to the C tier. And I think that's it, yeah. Groudon, Steelix, Gimmighoul, and the Toedscruel, S tier for me. Brute Bonnet, Yveltal, the Vanilla Ice Cream guy, Mantike, yep, I'm feeling pretty good about this list so far. Let me know, again, in the comments below what you think of this list, what your list is, and what I've got wrong, what I got right. And for those of you who've made it this far, I also want to let you know that I am very happy to announce that I am now an affiliate with the VaultX company. You've seen in all my previous videos that I exclusively use VaultX binders for all of my master sets. I'm a big fan of theirs, and I'm very excited to offer you this promo code, which is Mr., or not even Mr., rather, just Master Set, all capital letters, MASTERSET. And if you use that, you'll get 10% off your first purchase of your Vaultex binders. And I do get a commission for that. It helps out the channel, as does a like and a subscription for all of my future videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Ciao for now. Peace.